Hey, good morning.
Good
It's
morning.
Wednesday, May 1st. Welcome to it. Thank you, everybody, for watching on the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Had to scratch my head and wax my forehead there and make sure it's all nice and shiny.
Very nice.
Brief chance for some rain this morning, but I think it happened early, even before I was awake when you were here.
Huh.
But it might pop up again before 9 o'clock. But then it should be nice and sunny today. High 75. Later tonight, we're looking at some clouds with a low down to 54. Thursday going to be another great day as well. Sunny, warm, high of 80.
Really?
Woo!
That's warm.
Yeah, feeling like May for sure.
Ah,
We got a lot of stuff to get to on our list, so we'll just get right to it. Find out what's happening in the news this morning.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Here are some of the local stories we're following for you today. The Berrien County Trial Court wants you to know they're experiencing some delays in processing payments. In a statement, court officials say due to the court's recent transition to some new case management software, they're experiencing delays in their ability to process web or automated phone payments. Newer traffic tickets, in particular, anything issued after April 8th, may not yet be accessible to pay online. The change in automated payments has also increased the call volume. So, between the delays online and calls, they say maybe you try emailing us. You can email them at traffic@berriencounty.org with your name, ticket number, and phone number where you can be reached, and they'll help you make a payment. So they thank you for your patience, and the court will be allowing some additional time for tickets to be paid due to these circumstances.
All right.
The future of AM radio was front and center in a recent discussion between Michigan lawmakers on Tuesday. This comes after automakers have started to take AM radio out of cars. Congressman Tim Walberg defending AM radio, saying it's some of the last truly local content available, and preserving consumer access to that content is necessary.
AM radio is some of the last truly local content available, and preserving consumer access to that content is necessary. Satellite certainly won't advertise local stores in my district. I'm also a strong advocate for consumer choice. The customer should drive what companies do and what options they have for their products.
Wahlberg and other lawmakers talked about AM radio being particularly important in rural communities, saying one of the biggest problems is not having reliable internet connection. So, yeah, I like what he said about local content being available on radio. Do we know where we could get any kind of local content for Southwest Michigan?
I think I know a place.
Maybe here. Thank you for listening. In other news, a new law in Michigan means if you want to be a high school coach, you've got to learn CPR and how to properly use an automated external defibrillator, also known as an AED. Legislation signed into law by the governor over the weekend is a response to the growing number of cardiac emergencies among student athletes. Alexander Bowerson went into cardiac arrest while participating in high school sports. He's now a University of Michigan freshman. He says all it takes is a simple online search to see that there are a few kids in Michigan who are experiencing cardiac emergencies. Then they've done that already this year alone.
So now that it's required, I hope school boards take it seriously. And there's going to be a kid alive today or whenever it happens that wasn't going to be alive before because of these bills.
The legislation also requires K through 12 schools to establish a cardiac emergency response team and do annual reviews of their emergency plan. The cost for CPR and AED certification is between $15 and $100, and school districts will not be required to pay for the training. The law goes into effect in the next academic year. And lastly, the Chickaming Open Lands team recently played a big role in rescuing an injured owl.
Oh,
yeah. Hoot, hoot. Education and Community Outreach Coordinator Grace Friedenberg tells us the great horned owl was found at Verdant Hollow Farm in Buchanan last Monday. She saw a post about it on social media. She reached out to the farm. They allowed her to transport the owl to Rescue, Release, Repeat in South Bend. That's an organization in South Bend. Friedenberg said she prepared a box for the creature and then headed over to the farm.
We picked it up, and it made a bunch of loud clicking noises, which was really cool. And we put him in the box and drove super slow down to South Bend, trying not to jostle it as much as possible and playing some really soft music.
I had no idea that owls made clicking noises
Me either.
or that they liked soft music.
Hmm.
I mean, is it like smooth jazz?
Oh, yeah. It's only jazz.
Little Kenny G as
I
they
think the clicking was
fly.
it snapping its fingers.
The talons. Yes. The owl's wing was injured, but Friedenberg says the wound appeared to be superficial. She says it's good the owl has healed so quickly because now it's being released back into the wild today.
Okay.
Today it's being released back in the wild. Chickaming, Open Lands, Verdant Hollow Farm, and Rescue Release Repeat are all getting together for the owl's reintroduction to the great outdoors. They're inviting the community to attend the release, but registration is required because they have limited space at the farm. We have more information on our website, WSJM.com.
Please tell me we have pictures.
Isn't that fun?
I want to see this cute little owl.
I don't know. I mean, the thing was in a box. It was clicking. It was listening to jazz.
Oh, yeah. It's probably got sunglasses on.
Camera would have damaged the vibe.
Jazz, man.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Coming up here in just a few minutes, we'll catch you up with sports with Dave Wolf. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News. Yeah, those owls, they're cool, man. Coolest jazz owls.
You never want to mess with the jazz owl.
No.
Yeah.
I have seen, there was, I think it was would you say there was a great horned owl?
Yes.
I think there was one that Surrett Nature Center had a few years ago that they had rescued.
Nice.
It was a little baby one. It was a little baby owl.
That's cute. Little baby owl.
I don't know if he liked jazz, though.
Yeah.
We were playing pop music on the other station, so I think it really liked that.
Well, what if the really soft music was it disturbing the owl? Maybe it wanted some heavy metal or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, give me something else.
Some head spinning metal.
This is like music. Yeah. Head spinning metal. Very nice.
Some Motorhead. That's what they want.
Oh boy.
All right. How's everybody doing this morning? Diane says, hope everybody has a great day.
Hey, Diane.
Should be a great day. It's beautiful outside. Sunny and 75 today.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. Some other things to be thinking about this morning. Speaking of birds, saw this kind of disturbing. Tyson Foods reportedly has dumped millions of pounds of toxic chemicals directly into lakes and rivers in Nebraska, Illinois, Missouri over the last 5 years. They did an investigation by the Union of Concerned Scientists, found massive amounts of pollutants, some of which are too gross to even name.
Oh, come on.
They also included the reports were nitrogen and cyanide.
Oh, yeah.
Both extremely hazardous to human health. Tyson, of course, has no comment.
Huh. So they're going to get in trouble?
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Yeah, Tyson, they've got plants around. Have you ever been to a chicken farm or a chicken processing plant?
I have not been to a chicken processing plant. I have heard tales.
I've never been inside
of a chicken processing
I used
plant.
to work right like down the road from one. Man, chicken and driving behind a chicken truck.
Oh,
not so fun. Not so fun. Get a lot of feathers all over your car.
I mean, they've got operations all around us. They've got up in Warren. They've got a plant up there.
Yeah, so concerning.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
What
are they using the cyanide for?
I have no idea.
That's interesting.
Oh,
tastes like chicken.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I want to mess with that stuff.
No.
We were talking about iPhones earlier. Does your iPhone, when you're waking up in the morning, do you use a regular clock radio alarm or do you just wake up off an alarm on your phone?
Use my phone.
Has it been working properly every day?
Yes.
Apparently they're not working on some iPhones.
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
And now I won't be able to sleep.
It's a do not disturb.
What's happening?
They said that something's going on with one of their updates. They're related to the attention awareness feature.
Okay.
They said turning off the feature or rebooting the phone may solve the problem, but they're not. They're still working on the fix on this. But it's messing with people's sleep alarms not sounding off. So like the alarm may go off, but maybe not actually produce whatever sound that you put on there. So little glitches. Always good to update your phone though, because a lot of times if they figure out a fix for whatever it may be having on the phone, usually an update fixes that problem.
I just got an update on both my phone and on my iPad.
Oh.
So there's a new one out there. Maybe this fixes that. I hope.
Yeah. They always say, like, I think there's one on my phone too, where it says like bug fixes. So I'm sure that's along the lines of all that other stuff.
For the cicadas.
Yep.
The bugs. Starbucks, did you see it missed expectations on its earnings?
Yeah.
They
wonder why.
Well, they say it's a trifecta of bad things happening. So they say that their sales are going down because of pressures that consumers face. They're not seeing as much of the occasional customer that they usually see because of some of that economic pressure that folks are doing. And I mean, if I read between the lines here, it seems like they're focusing a little bit too much on all these new offerings and not really getting back to their core. They've been attempting to lure in customers with afternoon promotions, app promotions, lavender latte promotions, which I love. Lavender. I love lavender just as much as the next guy. But, you know, between that and pumpkin spice latte, it's like, come on, it's enough. Just make coffee.
Yeah.
Make good coffee.
Straight up coffee.
Make it really good.
All right, let's get back to it.
All right.
Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
You can catch exclusive content on our live stream. Check out the video every weekday from 7 to 8. We are actually live right now. We were just talking about coffee, and as you start your day with whatever coffee of choice you have, maybe you go through a drive-through somewhere. Maybe you go and visit Starbucks and get whatever latte.
Yeah, they need the help. The revenue for their second quarter dropped 2% year over year. They only made revenue-wise $8.6 billion on coffee.
Oh my gosh!
I know. That's a lot of coffee.
So tough for them.
Quarterly revenue down 2% year over year to $8.6 billion.
Yeah, I wonder if all of that is going to change their tactic with how they're doing things. I'd like for them at some point to switch to one language for their choices of
the sizes.
Cups.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're international. That's why we have venti and grande.
Yeah,
tall.
Investors responded by sinking the stock about 12% in after-hours trading, but they said cautious consumers, fierce competition, and fewer people at its stores.
Why are consumers cautious?
Because of the money.
Because they don't want to spend $8.99 for a small latte?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, it's basically that of if inflation is affecting every other area of your budget, from grocery to gasoline, then you got to figure out where to cut. Where are you going to cut? Probably there.
Right. Because you have so many people that are loyal to that company, to Starbucks, or loyal to any other coffee place. Like, oh, I got to get my coffee. But you're exactly right. When times are tough and you realize, I'm spending this much per week on my morning whatever, and it's time to make a change, and they're not coming back. So that is tough for them.
Well, I mean, and that is a morning staple,
right?
And they make it easy because they have the drive-through and all that other stuff. But
and then you said something about they're looking at extending things into later in the day and doing some afternoon type stuff.
They've been trying to lure customers in. So hats off to their revenue generating department, because they've been trying their best. I mean, because they've been trying to lure people in. Hey, we'll give you a discount if you use the app. We'll give you a discount if you come in the afternoon. We'll give you these special drinks to choose from, whether it's the lavender latte or the pumpkin spice latte or the you name your flavor latte, whatever it
Mhm.
is. They've been trying and it's not working. So
Yeah.
maybe this is the time when they go back and the CEO and others say, let's get back to basics.
Yeah.
What are
What
we
made
here
us
for?
successful in the beginnings? And
We're Starbucks. Let's find our North Star again.
yeah, because I do feel like they've kind of gone all over the place with some of their
Yeah.
stuff, the different fad drinks and things that they're
Mhm.
doing and the flavors. I mean, the lavender latte thing, like, okay, that's a bit of a stretch here. Just stick with your PSL.
Make it, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Who am I to tell Starbucks
Exactly.
what to do?
I'm not a corporate
But still,
giant to be able to figure all that stuff out.
innovating for the sake of innovating may not work.
Oh, our trash is getting picked up.
Hey, look at that. Oh,
Oh,
that's pretty.
Look how cool it is. There's 2 different cameras. Oh
Yeah.
man, this is the tiny little excitements that I get. 2 different cameras, so it's that you get the truck in 2 different spots.
Oh, I thought that was one truck. And
No,
it just looked
I thought
weird.
so too. Oh, look at it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Anyways,
I wonder if he's listening right
I
now.
wish you guys could see it, but
Hi
we
there.
can't show you our security cameras. That would be
Oh, yeah.
not so good.
Oh, I keep forgetting that.
Speaking of companies that are struggling, apparently Meta so desperate to get people to use Threads that they're offering to pay content creators for views.
Really?
So Threads,
Okay.
for those people that don't know, Threads is made by Meta, and it's basically much like Twitter or X.
Right. It's Twitter alternative.
Yeah. You have 150, there are 150 million subscribers, but they say engagement's very low.
Yeah.
Because they made it easy for you if you're an Instagram or
Absolutely.
Facebook user. They're like, oh, you want Threads? Just basically click this button and boom.
Yeah.
So if you have original content with over 2,500 views, you could get a cash bonus. And the original content is key. You can't just repost things off of your TikTok.
That's what
or
everyone
Instagram.
does,
Yeah.
because everyone, when TikTok was the only game in town, that was great. But then Reels came along. Everyone was taking the same content they were putting on TikTok over on Reels.
Yeah.
Which to me works just fine. I mean, if I don't have TikTok, I'm not watching TikTok. But Thread says we don't want a TikTok left over.
No.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, because you're right. I don't have TikTok because pretty much any cool video or funny video I'm going to end up seeing on Instagram or Facebook anyway.
It's there. It's there. Do you think they're sounding a little desperate these days?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, we really want you over here. I mean, and they've got the behemoth of Facebook,
right,
and Instagram, behemoths of Facebook and Instagram to get you to try to use this stuff. They've made everyone aware of it. There's just no desire to get it.
Well, and there's
that's primary change management right there. Awareness of the tool, desire to use it, not there.
But there's no originality with these different social medias that they have under their umbrella, like Facebook and Instagram. If there's something that's working on Instagram, most of the time it's going to end up spilling over to Facebook and vice versa.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, they're just it's basically slapping it's like car companies, where they like GM, where they would just say like, oh, well, this is a Chevy, but it's also a Pontiac.
Yeah.
It's also a this. It's also a this.
I mean, the original functionality of Twitter, what really intrigued me about that, what it really attracted me to that platform was it's a very short message, and it has one clear message through that, and I can follow the news providers that I want to follow. That's how it started. Now it's everything.
When it was the 140 characters, I really liked it, but then they were like, oh, well, you can add images, you could add this, you could add this, and it was just like, when you scroll through a news feed,
right,
you've got to scroll past a bunch of just junk.
Blah.
So yeah, just go down to the very, very basics.
Speaking of technology companies, do you see what Tesla is doing? This kind of went under the radar, interestingly enough, but Elon Musk has fired his charging team. 500 people fired. Tesla has eliminated almost its entire supercharger organization, which is responsible for building the vast network of public charging stations that virtually every major automaker now is in the process of evolving to.
Right.
The decision to cut the nearly 500-person group, including the senior director, was made by Elon Musk himself in the last week. It comes in addition to the more than 10% staff that were cut in mid-April. So obviously there's some issues going on.
Yeah.
And this blindsided automakers who are gearing up to equip their new EVs for customers to use the Tesla supercharger network.
Right.
But for now, General Motors, Ford, and other automakers say they're going to continue. They're not going to change their plans until they learn more information. Musk's decision that it's leaving a lot of people with a lot of questions, and people aren't sure of what the future is going to mean for that charging stuff.
Yeah, because I would think that'd be the most important part of the team, beyond even just the people that are building the
you
cars.
just buy the cars. What do you need charging stations for?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's because for most people, their reasons they're not buying electric vehicles, they're like, oh, is there a charging station within my general vicinity?
Because we're streaming on the internet right now in the World Wide Web. Elon, if you're listening, we're confused.
Yeah, we are on X.
We're wondering what's happening right now because you eliminate the charging infrastructure, or at least mess with it to the point where you don't know what you're going to need to get your car juiced.
Yeah,
it's going to continue to stifle the evolution to electric vehicles. Elon Musk said on X, which we're being streamed on right now, the car maker still plans to expand the supercharger network, just at, quote, a slower pace for new locations and more focus on 100% uptime and expansion of existing locations. So what I take that to mean is they're having issues with the existing locations. They're going to focus on that before they continue expansion. And that falls in line with what the automakers are doing, which is slowing the rollout of other electric vehicles.
Yeah. Because like where do they usually put these Tesla superchargers?
Next to Five Guys.
I mean, yeah, or grocery stores.
Grocery stores.
So like I have not seen them make a sort of a national push or a national deal with like, first thing I think of is maybe I should probably call the people over at Walmart and say, can I put a Tesla supercharger at all of your locations nationwide?
Yeah.
There's a ton of Walmarts across the nation. Just any of those things that have the nationwide reach. Yeah. I'm not seeing that.
Well,
so
what if
I think that's a big problem too?
That's a big problem. And what about the deals? Where are they striking deals with existing gas stations?
Right.
Because they're in the locations where people want to refuel their car. It doesn't matter what you're refueling your car with. You just want it refueled. Yeah. So whether it's electricity or gasoline, figure it out.
Yeah.
But again, this comes into the infrastructure question of think about how tight your turnarounds are at the existing gas stations, how long it takes to charge a car.
Right.
There's going to be issues.
But that's the problem is that you won't see we probably won't see much of that happening unless you have those privately owned gas stations that aren't really owned by oil companies.
Yeah. I saw some of it. I mean, they've got one down by, was it Exit 23, Stevensville?
Oh, yeah.
Had to pick up a friend there who was charging their vehicle because that was the closest supercharger to St. Joseph.
And it was in the Meijer parking lot?
No, this was on the other side of the roadway.
That's
there.
Nice.
At a gas station.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, they do it.
Yeah.
It's just
you just don't see them in commonplace. Yeah.
You don't know where they all are. They all are.
And it would make sense for the, because what are the gas station? Convenience store.
Right.
You get people to spend more time in your convenience store. They're going to buy more things. So it would make sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, but we're not in charge.
Whether it's Starbucks or Tesla,
the government might have to step in and say, this is where things are going to be.
I don't know.
Mandate them for some people in some communities.
Just bury all the charging infrastructure in the roadways so that whenever I'm driving, I'm getting charged.
Yeah.
And then I never have to worry about it
if
again.
They can come up with some way of it recharging itself.
Yeah.
That would just make a lot of sense.
There you go.
Anyway,
we solved that.
We're not engineers. We're not corporate minds, but we do have opinions. We'll get to sports, news, and your Bloomberg Market Minute all on the way next.
At Sturgis Bank, it's our people.
I'm surprised that you saw one at a gas station because I've never seen one at a gas station. I've seen them at car dealerships. I've seen them at grocery stores. I've seen them at restaurants. Never seen one at a gas station.
Let me pull it up.
I'll have to drive by.
Let me pull it up and see where I saw that.
Was that it was on the other side of the bridge, so like Meijer's over there.
No, it was on this side of it. Not
this side,
not that side.
This side, not that side.
Okay. This side, not that side.
Okay.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, because my brother who has an electric car, yeah, he would have to plan trips. Like even when he was in town, he knew that like the car dealership down the road from my mom's house had a charger, so he would go there. Or if he was in the Stevensville, St. Joseph area, he's like, okay, I know there's one over here and there's one over here. So it's a little tough still as an electric car owner to plan your trips.
Do.
You find it?
No, I'm still looking for
Oh.
it. The Google map is outdated.
I know Meyer in Stevensville has a whole line of them in one side of their parking lot, but I could see other places having them as well.
Do.
Like restaurants, nationwide restaurants should probably have them. Like I'm surprised McDonald's hasn't gotten into having at least one little charging spot.
McDonald's?
Yeah, McDonald's.
Maybe they do.
Burger King. Anywhere that you could spend, say, 15, 20 minutes or a half an hour.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Okay. Now, this one, let's see.
Thought you were the fastest Googler in the Southwest.
Well, I'm looking at this and I'm just trying to make sure that it's the right thing. There's a Red E charging station, and that is at the Amico.
Okay.
Yeah. There it is. Amico.
There you go.
Found
there you
it.
go. Right by
Found
Texas
it.
Corral.
Yeah. Yeah. Just north of Texas Corral and McDonald's, it's the Red E charging station.
Okay.
And
it's just like right
it's
there
also
in the
an
corner
Amico.
of the parking lot.
Yeah.
of
As
the
you
Amico?
enter, it's closest to the Texas Corral.
Cool.
But the thing is you have to also follow the etiquette. He was about 98% charged, but he was there for, I think, a couple of hours. And he didn't want to be more than 2 hours.
Oh.
Because if you leave your car there after it's topped off, that's apparently bad form among the charging community.
That makes sense. Yeah, and that's the thing is you leave it unattended, you leave it plugged in. There's no real way of locking it down because somebody else could pull up right next to you, unhook you.
You wait for the day. I'm sure that's already happening in places.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And there were probably fist fights and all kinds of fun stuff.
Like you get in your car and you're like, oh, I thought I charged this when I was eating dinner for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, I've only gone up 5%. And then you look at the plug, you're like, oh, because it's plugged in somebody else's car right now. Yeah, that's fisticuffs, man.
And people are going, well, you don't just charge there. You charge at home. Well, that's true. You have your level 1,
right?
You have your level 2, and then you have the supercharging, whatever they call it, the direct current fast charging. And all those take all kinds of different electricity requirements, resulting in different time spent plugged in. So if you just plug in your extension cord from your garage, that's going to take you anywhere from 5 to 10 hours.
Yep.
But if you're sleeping, that's fine.
My mom has a dryer plug,
220 volt.
Yeah, that's got so that would be level 2.
Okay.
And actually,
or 240, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is. But she's not using it. It's not being plugged in because she has a gas dryer, so she doesn't need the electric.
Okay.
And so that electric is already put in. And I said to my brother, why don't we just take that and use? Well, not even add a bunch of wiring.
Sure.
Just plug it in.
Are either of you electricians? Licensed?
Absolutely.
Licensed? You're not a licensed
absolutely.
electrician.
I went to school for it.
Are you licensed?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not.
Absolutely.
Show me your license.
It's at home. Why would I take my electrician's license with me? I only have it when I need it.
Weigh in on the comments.
So we're just going to blow a hole through the wall.
Just
and
run a cord.
Run a cord through it. Yeah.
That'll work.
Like Superman.
Right?
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah. It'll work. But that type of dryer, we were going to obviously get a permit and everything.
Have you ever had the issue where you plug the very little tiny charger into your phone and it doesn't charge?
Yes.
Huh. What happens when that happens to your car?
I don't know. Blows up. Just get a new one.
Because they're cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
New car or new charging cord?
Both.
Okay.
New house.
I do wonder how much retrofit is going to happen for the electricity draw for the fast charging, because people want convenience.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to it.
All right.
Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
I was just asking to see your license.
I am licensed. I'm very believable. You believed me for a second there.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you did. I am a licensed electrician.
Next, you're going to tell me you have your chauffeur's license.
I do.
That I know.
That you do. You do.
Yeah.
I just don't. I need to get the. What I want is the CDL, like level. What is it that you need to drive like a bus?
Oh,
It's like a level 2 or something like
no
that.
idea.
You got to get some sort of CDL endorsement, but it's definitely above what I have.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's the kind of I just have no ability to drive things that huge.
Yeah.
So
I just don't think
hats
I
off
could.
to them.
I don't think I could drive a big semi tractor. Those big ones with the big trailers, the 50-some foot trailers.
Going forward in a straight line would be perfectly fine.
It's the backing up.
It's the backing up and it's the turns.
Yeah, the backing up. Yeah, and the turns. That would be very difficult because I've driven big trucks with long trailers.
Yeah,
but never as big as a semi.
I kid you not. When I first got my Toyota Tundra, I had the big 17-foot long or 19-foot long. I can't remember how long. Big long Toyota Tundra. The back rear right panel suffered severely because of it. Yeah, because I thought I could make the turn.
And the suspension on the one little end because you hit a curb or something like that because you took it too sharp.
Yeah.
Those are the days.
Fun stuff.
Big vehicles.
Yeah.
All right. Let's find out what's in the news in just a second. But today, weather-wise, we do have a little bit of rain. Oh. See, I got you. You were about to click the button.
I can just click. Okay.
Partly sunny today, high 75. Later tonight, clouds and a low down to 54. Now let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Here's what we're following for you today. Authorities say 2 people were killed Tuesday when a small plane crashed in a wooded area in northern Indiana. The aircraft crashed around 2:20 in the afternoon in a rural area outside Bristol, roughly 30 miles due east of South Bend. The Elkhart County Sheriff's Office confirmed the deaths of the 2 occupants of the plane. No further information about the victims available yet. The FAA says the plane was a single-engine Zenith Air Zodiac CH-601. As universities and law enforcement move to crack down on Gaza war demonstrators on college campuses, area Congressman Tim Walberg is speaking out. Speaking to News Nation this week, Walberg said the rhetoric used by protesters goes beyond the bounds of calling for a ceasefire, and there's also legislation pending in the U.S. House of Representatives to take the ability of college campuses that allow such demonstrations to also take student loans and grant programs that are backed by the federal government. Members of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission met with Holtec International this week to discuss the quality assurance plan for Palisades plant as Holtec looks to restart the plant next year. It says that they're going to provide the NRC proof that it can do so safely. We'll have more on that story coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Dave Wolf has sports in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
All right. Yeah, Diane said backing up vans with no back windows. That takes a skill.
Yeah. The cameras have spoiled us. The rear cameras have really spoiled us.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you use your rearview mirror when you back up?
When I back up? No.
Yeah. Just use the camera?
No, I don't even have a camera.
You don't back up?
No, I do the classic
looking over the shoulder. Okay.
Yeah.
You got the tractor turn going.
Yeah. But if I don't have a back window, I'm skilled at using the mirrors because I drive I have driven large vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
The big pumper trucks for the porta potty company that I used to work for.
Yeah.
Huge truck.
Yeah.
Huge truck. And I used to have to drive those with a trailer on the back that held like 12 12 porta potties
Oh boy.
in a line. So this thing was huge, tall, everything. And I would have to back that thing up straight.
Ugh.
Because we would have like a staging area and in the lot, and they were like, oh, well, you got to back these up, and you had to back them up. There were like 2 or 3 of those same kind of trailers, and you had to back them up, and you had to back them up straight, or the boss would get mad.
Oh,
He'd say, well, now I can't get to this one because you got to check tires and do all that stuff. He's like, got to keep proper space in between all this stuff.
was that anxiety inducing?
No.
Really? You had it cool as a clam.
Only anxiety inducing when the boss was watching and making sure. But he was such a nice guy, and we got along really well. That if I was screwing up, he'd say, "It's all right." He was patient. He would say, "All right, just try again." But after a while, I got really good at it.
Johnny, that was the best 17-point turn I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what he didn't like, because he'd be like, "Nah, you're gonna mess with the gravel and all that. Everything's gonna be." He could tell. You know, you could see all the little lines and little marks that you made.
No, thank you.
But no, I used to back up that, and I used to also, because you have to, you got to get in a lot of different spaces all over the community.
Oh yeah.
I would have to take this big pumper truck and back it between 2 openings and a small opening in a fence that basically only fit the truck.
Yeah.
And maybe like enough space
like a breath between it.
to squeeze by. Like you'd have to like just suck it in and get in through there, and I would have to back that up right in there. So yeah, I got pretty good.
So,
Jocelyn, on the other hand, does not like going in reverse.
Yeah.
She does not. She said she has not parallel parked since her driving test.
Really?
Yeah. She avoids parallel parking.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's frustrating when I'm the passenger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, park right there.
There's a spot
right there.
Parking ferry. Nope.
Sometimes we'll jump out, and I'll say like, pull around the corner, and just put the hazards on. I'll jump in the driver's seat, and then I will go in parallel park, because you'll have a spot like right in front of the restaurant or right in front of wherever you're going. She avoids them. But got to be able to parallel park.
You just have to upgrade your car. Have the little one that you can push the button and it does it for you.
I don't trust that thing.
Just try it.
I've never.
Really?
I don't have that feature on my car, and I think if I had a car that had it, I probably would never use it. Just because, the calibration of all that stuff. What if, with all the recalls and things that have been happening around car companies lately, I just don't want where I'm the victim of hitting that button and then I smash into one car and smash into another. I don't think would the insurance cover that? Like,
that's a great question.
Who is at fault?
That's a great
question. It's not me.
It's
the
Honda
car.
or it's Ford or somebody like that.
Yeah. So I wouldn't think that I'd be at fault on that situation. Yeah, even the backup camera, I don't mind. Jocelyn's car has a backup camera, and I don't mind it. It's just I don't know. It's still hard for me to really focus in on what's going on.
The cameras, it's going to make it more difficult for you to focus.
Yeah,
because the cameras on the new vehicles, they're 360, and they can see basically around your entire vehicle and all at once, and they stitch the image together so you can see what's around your entire vehicle all at once, and they can give you a bird's eye view.
Yeah,
that's the weirdest thing ever.
That one's weird.
Yeah.
I will say the speaking of backing up into like trailer, I love the functionality of that. If you got a pickup truck and you got a hitch and you're trying to line it up with the trailer, they've got like the camera that you can see,
tells you how to do that
right exactly over it, and it'll say like, oh, you're getting close, but it has that perfect view, so you can line it right up.
I like that a lot.
That's helpful. You got a trailer, you got an RV, you got any of those different things.
Yeah. But you've seen the cameras, and they started over in Europe primarily, but now a lot of people have them here. The dashboard cams.
Yep.
And they make all kinds of videos that go viral, from car accidents to animals being cute and running around. But I wonder, now that we've got the 360 and the bird's eye view cameras, wonder how downloadable that stuff is to create your own viral videos. Let's see, Diane's on there. She's talking a bunch about stuff.
She's talking about my driving ability.
Oh, look at that. Wow, Johnny.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And she does both. It sounds like she does the cameras and the mirrors.
Yep.
And probably the physical thing. I'm wondering where Bill is. I'm wondering where Teresa is. So I'm calling those people out. Where are you at?
Yeah, Diane was even wondering about the comments. She was wondering if it was just your phone. Right now, Diane, from what I'm seeing, You're the only one that's been commenting, but
Aw.
we got quite a few people that are watching. So I don't know if other people are having issues with being able to comment this morning or not. But
I'll go to Down Detector and see what's going
feel
on.
free to check that out.
And the funny thing is they're making cars larger these days to get around some of the fuel efficiency requirements. That's just making parallel parking even harder.
Absolutely. Like you look at the Ford Explorer is one example.
yeah.
The Ford or even just like the pickup trucks, the Silverados and the F-150s. You look at one from 2000 and you put that up to one that's 2024.
Yeah.
The size difference is ridiculous.
It is.
And then if you even go back farther to like the 80s or 70s, it's crazy.
Stephanie and I were walking Russell the other day, and parked on the street was a Jeep, just your basic Jeep Cherokee or whatever. And right next to it was a standard size recycle can.
Okay.
Somebody had wheeled it out front to get picked up. And I swear it wasn't a perspective deal. The can was almost the same height as the old Jeep.
Wow.
Yeah. Nowadays, so I mean, the size has just gotten ridiculous. And they say that's leading to a lot of pedestrian deaths because people who are driving the hugest SUVs can't see the people walking in front of them in the crosswalks.
Yeah, it's hard to look like when you're trying to say pull in or pull up next to or pull up to somebody's car and try to get close.
Yeah.
Depending on the size of your driveway or whatever, you can't see the front. You
Right.
can't really see the nose of that truck.
That's why everyone should have a Fiero.
Exactly. They just need to bring back cars like that. The ridiculous, not safe.
What are you saying? It's a great car.
Just bring back the gold the MG.
Oh, the
midget.
MGs. Yeah, those were great. Those
That's
are
how
great.
I'm sure a lot of people died from that one, but that's how famous runner Steve Prefontaine, who was one of the first people to wear Nikes.
Yeah.
He died driving an MG.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went around a corner, going fast around a corner, and slammed into another car.
Yikes!
And died.
Well, that's
and you think about it. You're driving. If you've ever seen an MG or driven an MG, you're basically driving a clown car. It's a tiny little thing, regular size for me,
but they are classic.
Brett says, "Come to the coaches show and watch people park on St. Joseph Avenue during the show."
Oh, right in front of the full circle,
or when they have driver's ed. Driver's ed will drive. A lot of driver's ed companies will drive through like the town of Stevensville.
Yeah.
He said it can be pretty entertaining because the coaches show's right there in the front window, and they have a heck of a time seeing people park parallel.
Oh boy.
All right, getting back to it here in just a moment on the show.
Speaking of Brett, you're taking a holiday on Friday.
I am taking yes, because you're British now. Yeah, I'm taking the morning off on Friday,
but you're not really taking the morning.
No, I've got stuff to do.
Yeah, but Brett's going to come and fill in on Friday.
Brett's going to come in. I also you're going to have confirmed yesterday.
Thank you.
Championship director Brandon Haney is going to stop by. Surprisingly, I thought when you said, hey, try and see if Brandon will come in, I thought he's got a full schedule. He's coordinating all that stuff. But luckily, he's got a ton of great people that work with him.
He's a good leader.
Yeah. So I know Chelsea's the ops manager there. She's fantastic. Their whole team's fantastic. So he said, oh, I'm free till like 9.
Yeah.
So he's going to stop by.
My plan is that we'll talk about the senior PGA, obviously, talk about what's happening this year, what's happening in years past, and just kind of what the future is of it, because it's still going to be exciting wherever they put it in the United States.
Absolutely.
So we'll look forward to that.
On 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning.
Hello.
It's Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
And happy people watching our live stream right now. We've been talking about all kinds of fun stuff. Actually, we're just talking about Friday. I'm not going to be here Friday.
Yeah, taking the day off.
Because you took all those days off for work. So I said, you know what? it's high time for me to do that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the morning Friday off, and then you're gonna have some special guests.
Yeah. So we'll have Brett Witkowski in to fill-in co-host for the show. So that'll be fun. Pick Brett's brain about anything and everything and sports, because he knows the sports ball.
Oh yeah,
he knows how the ball's laced and stuff like that. And then also we'll have Brandon Haney in,
right?
Talk about KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship.
Nice.
So that'll be exciting.
You're gonna feel very small.
Because they're big
Friday,
dudes.
because they are former football players.
Oh my gosh, I'll feel well protected.
You will.
I'll be like the QB.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was talking with Brandon. He played at Minnesota.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he had an injury, but then that injury turned into a great opportunity, which was working at the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship.
Yeah,
he
what a
was actually working for the very first one that we had here back in 2012, and has been working and moving up the ranks over the years.
You know, it's so funny. People who love sports, a lot of young men, especially, will go into college thinking, "I'm gonna play football or some other professional sport. I'm gonna be so good at. Okay, I'm not gonna make the pro team. So what's my backup? Maybe I'll be a sports broadcaster. And then after that, your backup is whatever else life comes your way." Brandon played his cards right, and he gets to play golf for a living.
Oh yeah,
how hard is that? We'll give him a hard time about it.
I wonder how much golf he actually gets to play.
You don't think he plays a lot?
I'm sure he plays, but I'm sure he's got a lot of time.
He's probably like a scratch golfer.
I bet he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tall dude.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. So I mean, I could imagine he could probably hit that ball pretty far.
Yeah, that's fun. Anyway, so look forward to that on Friday. We'll do it.
Did you notice that some people were golfing yesterday?
I did see that.
They were doing
the Jack Nicklaus putt.
The Jack Nicklaus putt on the was it the 10th green?
10th.
100 foot or so putt.
Something ridiculous that Jack Nicklaus made it look like he was just, cutting butter.
And I wish I would have be able to get in the mind of Jack Nicklaus and say, "Okay, man, you were so nonchalant and cool about it. Like, did you really think that you were going to make it, or were you just playing to the crowd?" Because if you watch the video, because they had them following around when they were doing it was him, Tom Watson, I believe, was Arnold Palmer there? Yeah, I can't remember the guys that were all there, but they were doing this inaugural thing, and yeah, he made that putt. He was like, "No, well, I mean, the guy designed the golf course, so of course you know where the ins and outs and the ups and downs of all the course are, but still, the environment is at play."
Absolutely.
So he just says, "Oh, no, we can. Oh, you can't make that putt. No, I'm going to have to." I think they were going to use they weren't using a putter. They were going to use just they were going to chip it.
Oh, wedge.
Try and get better distance there. And he's like, no, you can putt from there. Like, there's no way I can putt from there. And he just goes, knocks it right in.
Yeah.
Coolest thing you'll
That's
ever
great.
see.
That is so great.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody made it in. I know Dave, the boss, he tried it.
My understanding is Rob Cleveland from Cornerstone came the closest.
Really?
And got it in 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So they had a little painted ring around the pin.
Yeah.
And I think he was inside that ring, and then it's kind of a gimme, if you will.
Wow.
Yeah. If it were 4 buds playing out on the course, that would have been a gimme for him.
Rob plays a lot of golf, I think.
You think?
I think so.
I bet he does too.
It's a hang
I bet
out
he's good.
I bet he's pretty good.
That's where all the deals are made.
Yeah, exactly.
On the golf course.
The great conversations with great people. Why not? Hey, oh, you're coming into town. You want to talk business? You want to talk this and that? Let's go golf. Let's go golf and chat about it. Man, maybe that's why I'm not good at golf.
Because you don't like to talk?
Yeah. Well, no, I love to talk. I just can't be quiet when somebody's
too
playing.
much. Yeah. With golf, you got to, sometimes you got to.
That's why I can never go out hunting.
That's what your volunteer thing is going to be at the KitchenAid Senior PGA, is holding the quiet placard.
Oh, the marshals?
Yeah.
No, they won't let me do that.
They should do that.
No, they gave me the talking job.
Oh, they really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm the head of the or not the head of it, but I'm volunteering in the one of the most important places in the entire KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship, the Community Showcase.
Ah, very nice.
Because what better way to showcase what's going on in the community than one of the movers and shakers of the
Yes.
community.
Yes. The modest one.
Yeah, exactly.
The humble one.
Are you sure you want to go there? You just want to hang out with me for a while? All right. I'll take a photo with you. No, I'm just trying to.
Boy.
You want to take a selfie? Oh, okay. No, I'm just trying to find out where this is. Oh, okay. Anyways, what else do we want to get to here real quick?
So we talk about politics, and I found this interesting. There's a coalition in Michigan that's looking for a new way to hold political debates in Michigan.
Really?
They want a little bit more civil discourse. They want people to be able to express their ideas, really give the voters the 360 view that they want and are asking for before they go to the polls. And so they want to start with this fall's U.S. Senate race. They're looking at an initiative that it hopes to expand to combat a lack of televised political forums for voters to learn about the candidates. There's a new Michigan debate task force that's urging the U.S. Senate candidates to commit to participating in 3 debates ahead of the general election this fall so that voters can hear from them directly in what they say is an unfiltered format. Where will those debates be? They say one in Southeast Michigan, probably Detroit, one in Grand Rapids in that area, and then one up in Traverse City. They say voters in Michigan deserve regular, high-quality, informative, civil, and respectful discussions between those seeking to be our representatives. Therefore, we and the voters expect all candidates who qualify to participate in these debates.
I like that.
Yeah. So
I like the location choices too.
Yeah, geographically spread it out. Go east, west, north. Why not?
And
So
that
we'll
could
see.
happen as soon as this year.
They are targeting the U.S. Senate race this year.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So they've got, I think there are 6 candidates in there right now, Republicans, Democrats.
Yeah.
To replace Debbie Stabenow, who's retiring.
It's an important seat.
There were no debates between Gary Peters, who's our current U.S. sitting senator, and John James, who was the Republican nominee back in 2020. No public debates.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's a 6-year term. You're one of 100, 2 in your state that has a great ability to affect legislation, not just that matters to Michigan, but the entire United States, and also looking at global issues.
Absolutely.
So it's we should probably hear from them.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
Especially when, with those people that whether they've held the seat for a very long time or it's an open seat that is available and anybody can take it.
All that.
So, all right. Well, we'll have your Moody on the Market update here in just a couple of minutes. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Looking for a little more comfort in your life? Put your mind.
Yeah, I can't believe they didn't have a debate back then. And having more of a structure and a requirement for the debate makes total sense.
The requirement is the key because part of the issue is I'm not saying this is what happened in 2020, but part of the issue is if you're the strong candidate, you are disincentivized from appearing on a debate stage.
Yeah. Because
you have nothing to win and everything to lose. And that shouldn't, just my humble opinion, it shouldn't be how it should be.
Right.
You should hear both and understand how they're going to act and react and what their thoughts on the issues are. You can also do a lot of studying of that. But again, there's so many filters you have to go through.
I think it kind of levels the playing field a little bit with those long-term candidates, the whether it's House or Senate or any other spot. It's like, oh, well, you've been there for 25 years.
Yeah.
And we got a newcomer. Well, they don't stand a chance because they just know this person. They don't get the access to the community.
Yeah.
I mean, they can do so much with knocking on doors and going to different forums and things like that, but without having a true debate of some kind.
Oh, we have a couple more people weighing in on the live stream. Thank you for joining us. Looks like John's there. John. Cindy's there. Hello and good morning.
Hello.
Thanks for joining the party here.
All right, we'll get to your Moody on the Market update here in just a second.
Okay.
Hi, this is John Prose. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Oh, look at that. Somebody actually liked this show.
No way.
Think it was my mom.
That's sweet.
Probably not.
If you join us, we're broadcasting live via video on our social medias. We've got Facebook, YouTube, X, where you can see exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and you can smash that like and subscribe buttons. The buttons.
That's all the kids say.
Yeah. Smash.
Do it. Your Moody on the Market update happening now. Check out these stories and more at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Also, check out the Moody on the Move series and the awards program. I believe still looking for nominations for best places to work. Go check that out, as well as 40 Under 40. You'll see my smiling face on there. Bold Women of Business and so much more. Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and Niles.
And talking about youth solutions, they hosted the 14th annual Career Development Conference at the Lansing Center, welcoming over 160 jobs for Michigan's graduates, youth from around the state. That's JMG. The students and young adults made their way to the state's capital to showcase their workplace skills and knowledge through career-based competitions. Now, JMG is the premier program of youth solutions. That's a nonprofit organization that aims to ensure every young person in Michigan has access to career-focused education and graduates with an actionable plan for post-secondary success.
And among the attendees for this, there were 31 JMG students representing Benton Harbor High School, Hartford High School, as well as the Bridge Academy of Southwest Michigan and the Boys and Girls Club of Benton Harbor. Now, these dedicated young individuals showcase their skills and knowledge acquired through the JMG program, competing vigorously, yes, in both individual and group events. Their participation not only demonstrated their personal growth, but also highlighted Youth Solutions' commitment to nurturing a skilled and prepared workforce. And collectively, this group of young people brought back 10 awards to their local program.
Very nice awards. You can read who got the awards and what they received those awards for by checking out the article. It's right there at moodyonthemarket.com. We've got that story. We have a whole bunch of other stories. We have a link where you can send us your story. Unfortunately, you can no longer nominate for the best places to work for this year. Yeah, that closed on April 28th.
Darn.
But I ran into Pat Moody in the hallway here the other day, and he said, now it's up to the judging. Now we're judging.
Now the judging begins.
The judging
and
begins.
As he always says, he only gets one vote.
That's right. He did say that.
He only gets one vote.
Yeah.
So don't think that it's him and all of his buddies getting together and finding all that. No, he only gets one vote, and we got a great panel of great people. Sometimes those panels are made up of previous winners.
That's right.
So,
because they know what the recipe is and they can recognize it when they see it.
So check that out and more, moodyonthemarket.com and the app. Your update brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. Sports, news, and a whole lot more next. Rich Brand and Tarek Halsey of IMS. All righty.
Thank you all for joining us this morning on the video live stream, getting your exclusive content fix for the day. Share it with your friends and family, if you wouldn't mind.
Some great people, some usual characters not here this morning, or at least not able to comment. So
should we send them a card?
Curious to what's going on. A card like hope you're well.
Yeah, hope everything's fine.
Missing you.
Just thinking of you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We should get cards made.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the day. It's beautiful. It's May Day. Rabbit, all that good stuff.
I thought there were 3 rabbits.
3 rabbits. I don't know. A lot of people only say the 2 rabbits.
The 2 rabbits?
Maybe it's like abbreviating things, and they decided, well, let's just make it shorter. Oh, look at that.
Speaking of animals, by the way, Stephanie had to put Russell on the leash this morning because the possum was back.
Oh, really?
And the possum is either really pregnant or finding a really good food source because when Russell went outside, the possum couldn't get out of the back fence because it couldn't fit through the. It was like trying.
Little fatty.
It was trying and it couldn't. And it finally just got itself into the corner under the rhododendron and just sat there and looked.
I always wondered.
So be careful.
When did they drop the O from possum?
Oh, the opossum?
Opossum, yeah.
I don't know. Did they actually?
I don't know. I feel like they have at one point. Because I remember when I was a kindergartner, I made an alphabet book, and it was an alphabet book based off animals. And you had a different animal for each letter, and my O was a possum.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's there. It's just hard to say.
Yeah,
that's probably it. I mean, because other than the word open, where do you match up O and P in the word? I guess
Opus.
optometrist,
Opus.
but those are a different kind of, because it's opossum
Yeah.
rather than open, opus,
Mm,
optometrist.
yeah. All right.
So the P won that battle in possum.
There you go. We'll end on that note. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.